And welcome everybody to Sunshine State Conference Women's Basketball. Jack Ike along with two-time Hall of Famer DeCarlo DeVoe as the Spartans are at home to host Eckerd. And DeCarlo, I would say this is the first part one of the game of the season.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be epic today.
Spartans come in with a 15-1 overall record, just one loss in the Sunshine State Conference. Eckerd comes in with a 15-2 record, or a 13-2 record, and 6-0, 8-0 in conference play. So 8-0 versus 7-1. The conference lead is on the line as we get ready for this afternoon's basketball game. Eckerd 8-0, Tampa 7-1. We'll get you the starting lineups and a little bit more after the national anthem. Eight 8-0 against 7-1, and I tell you what, over the years, Tampa and Eckerd women's basketball has just meant a great basketball game, it seems like.
Yes, it has. This is like Tampa, Eckerd, Tampa, Southern. They have a mutual respect, but also a mutual hate for one another.
And if you look at the coaches, Tom Jesse, Paul Hunsinger, a couple of the best coaches in the conference, the state, maybe even the nation.
I co-sign that totally, Jack.
All right, the starting lineups for today's game. For Eckerd, they will start number 2, and that is Sofia Pachon, and she is a 5'8 junior from Sweden. Number 5 is Hannah Wentworth. Wentworth is a 5'9 sophomore from Auckland, New Zealand. Number 10 is Nicole Scales. Scales is a 5'9 junior from Park Ridge, Illinois. Number 11, Lauren Vieira, 5'3 junior from France. And number 12 is Maya Price, a 6'2 senior from England. They are coached, as I said, by Paul Hunsinger. Assistant coach is Ashton Feldhaus. For the Tampa Spartans, this lineup has been going gold for the Spartans recently. Maya Gusto, number 1, 5'5 junior from Naples, Florida. Audrey Ramsey, number 5, a 5'7 junior from Boca Raton, Florida. Number 15, Sarah Jones. Sarah is a 5'5 junior from Mason, Ohio, a transfer from Embry-Riddle University. Malia Sullivan, number 24. Malia is a senior from Bartow, Florida. And in the middle, number 2, Sydney Kinn, one of the top scorers and rebounders in the conference. And Sydney is a 6'3 senior from Cary, Ohio, a transfer from the University of Findlay. Spartans are coached by Tom Jesse. Assistant coaches Caitlin Mitrick. Assistant coaches are Tommy Jones and Elena D'Alfredo. Tampa took care of business on Wednesday night, beating Nova Southeastern on the road. At the time, they were both tied with 6-1 records, second place in the conference. The Spartans held on for a 79-78 win in that one. On the road, always tough.
An extremely close game also.
Inside, redirected by Kinn. And Maya Gusto with the ball. Tampa in the white. Eckerd just down the road and across the bridge. Over the river, kind of over the bay.
The 727 versus the 813.
There you go. Kin blocked off. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Tampa ball.
What was so great and inspirational prior to the tip-off was Sydney Kin's uncle traveling here all the way from Ohio, Jack. His name is Brian, saying how he just wanted to meet us face-to-face because he always tunes into the games and wanted to place the voices with the faces.
You always worry when someone comes up and goes, "Are you the announcer?" Like, yes. Says, "I love you guys." Oh, great to meet you.
Right. It's like when your mom or dad calls you by your full name.
But we're glad Brian is here. What did he mention? Sydney's dad is 6'10"?
Yes, 6'10".
On cue, Sydney. Good.
Wow.
Scripted, folks. That's a 2-0 Tampa. So 6'3", Sydney Kin. And she'll be guarded by Price at 6'2". Turnover, Tampa, 1 minute into the ball game. Tampa, down at Nova Southeastern, had a 10-point lead with about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game. Had some costly turnovers and had a 79-77 lead and fouled one of their better players for Nova Southeastern with 2 seconds to go in the game. Gusto missing. She hit the first free throw, missed the second. Tampa rebounded and held on for the 1-point win.
Fortunately, very fortunate.
And they're going to get Sarah Jones pushing out of bounds.
And sometimes when you're a good team, good teams make mistakes. Of course, everybody makes mistakes. But sometimes you just need, some sports luck from the other teams at times also. Capitalize on their mistakes.
3 on the way. Vieira, no good. Tip to Malia Sullivan. Hands off to Gusto. And you know what? I got to tell you this. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's cold out. Should be more students at the game.
Yes. I know everybody's coming back from.
Are they just now coming back?
Yeah, they're coming back. Because my daughter, who attends UT also, she's a Spartanette. But she's coming back from Jersey visiting her mom, and she'll be back tomorrow.
I thought school had started.
No, it hasn't started yet.
All right, we'll give them a pass.
Not a big one,
Come
though.
from the airport right here, folks.
These lady Spartans, they so deserve it, because what they're doing for the school, playing so well and bringing a winning program to this great institution, they only deserve to be supported.
Yeah. All right, if they're not back, it's a pass.
Not only the students, though, the community. We've had some visitors, some Hillsborough High School, women's players, or girls players, rather.
Sydney Kin.
Wow.
4-0 Tampa. The only problem with that I had for Brian is I'm sorry the temperature's the same here as it is in Ohio.
I know, he thought he was getting a warm vacation.
Next week.
Right, he had on more clothes than me, Jack.
Boy, I tell you what, it was maybe low 40s today. It's about 55 now. That's Florida cold, folks.
Yeah, I'm being a creature of habit. I get up and I walk my dog, and I always wear shorts. And
today, no?
I did the same thing. Like I said, being a creature of habit. But I'll tell you this, I was sorry that I did.
You hustled to walk, huh? Come on, buddy. Pick it up. Jones, top of the key, drives the lane, stops. Out to Gusto. Gusto step back at the arc. Good. That's a 2, 6-0 Tampa. This is the start you wanted for Tampa.
And ironically, Sarah Jones is also from Ohio.
Yeah.
Mason, Ohio, to be exact, by way of Embry-Riddle.
Price on the board.
Wow.
Boy, in one shot, she halved the lead. Just to let you know how tight this game is, Tampa and Eckerd are 3-2 in the conference offense per game. Tampa 75, Eckerd 75.9.
Wow.
Tampa and Eckerd are 2-3 in the conference in defense. Tampa 60.3 and Eckerd 59.3.
Wow. Yeah, this is a very evenly matched game.
Gusto off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound, pushes it away. Foul called.
I'll tell you this, she didn't get her rebound, but her fight caused the foul on the Eckerd player.
Yes, her tenacity. Sydney Kinn, number 3 in conference scoring at 17.9. Number 1 in field goal percentage, 651. Maya Price, number 4 in scoring at 16, and number 3 in field goal percentage at 624.
I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I was a pretty decent player. But had I shot 65%,
you'd have had 3,000
exactly. So big ups to Sydney Kinn.
That was, at one point, leading the nation. She was about 66% earlier in the year. 6-3 Tampa, 5.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Glad you're joining us on a cold day in Tampa. Price steps out, another 3. This one no good. And Sarah Jones, smallest player on the court, gets the board. She had a double-double earlier this year.
Yes, she did. Rebounds, hustles.
She got a lot of weak side rebounds that game.
Small player, big heart.
Sullivan. 8-3 Tampa. Tampa's shots have all been beyond the free throw line, but they've all been 2s at this point.
Inside the arc, mid-range game still works. Arguably one of the best players in NBA history, Michael Jordan, he was a mid-range king.
Boy, Price missing a point-blank shot. When it came back down, Kinn knocked it out of bounds. And with 4:47 to go in the first quarter, this is the under 5 timeout, so we'll step out. Tampa 8, Eckerd 3, TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
8-3, Tampa leading Eckerd. Number 2 in the conference, number 7 in the nation. Leads number 1 in the conference and 8th in the nation. Both teams, 1 loss on the year. Tampa's loss, conference play. Eckerd's was not. Price steps out, deep again, hits. So it's been, for the most part, the Kinn against Price game.
Yes, it has. And it's nice to see Audra Leopold back in the lineup.
Yeah. And she's on the floor. Had been nursing a knee injury most of this season. Ramsey outside the arc. Bounces, hit the brackets above the backboard, out of bounds. 8-5. Kinn with 6, Price with 5 at the moment. And I think she stepped on the baseline. She did. That was Pachon. Now, at some point, so far, Price has had they've left her alone outside the arc. Does Kinn need to go get her, or do you take your chances?
I think they're kind of testing her because she looks like she's more, she's built strong, very strongly. She's tall. She looks like a more perimeter more inside player, but on the perimeter, if you leave her, she's shown the capability of hitting that outside shot.
Oh, both players are capable of it and have proven it early.
Kinn is just a bit more agile as far as her movement. And it's funny, they list Price at 6'2". She almost looks taller than Kinn.
Yeah. Pachon throws an elbow, and
I think one official, the baseline official,
correcting her. They may be correcting the first call. That an elbow was thrown by Pachon.
Yeah, it was very evident. I think Stevie Wonder could have seen that.
And let's see what the call is. I think they're sticking with the call on Tampa.
Wow.
Yeah, they're calling it on Leopold.
If I was able to push off and clear out like that during my playing career,
you'd have had another 1,000.
Man.
Working it around. Pashon inside to Price. Trying to back Kin down. Backs her down. Turns. Blocked by Kin. Rebound. Price up and in. 8-7. Price with 7. Kin with 6. Malia Sullivan with the other 2.
That's where you need that player on the cover down to come down and grab that rebound after that block.
Scales, top of the key. To Vieira. That's Vieira, long 3. No good. Kin with the board. Ramsey finds Jones in the corner. Sullivan has had one look and hit it. Leopold. It's good to see that not only is she playing, but got back in the rotation quickly.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to leave her out too long.
Inside to Kin. They double team immediately.
Triple team.
If not triple, yeah. And they get the jump ball. Arrow to Tampa.
I tell you this, in a short time, that's how much respect Kin has earned in this Sunshine State Conference.
So what happens there? Does she need to get the pass and kick it back out immediately?
She may have to if she can't shoot it right away.
Yeah, and just buy some time until they...
That was a foul.
Wow, Gusto missing that one. Layup and in, and into the lead for the first time is Eckerd, 9-8. Scales hitting that one. Inside, Kin does kick it out to Ramsey. Sullivan looking around, backs it out, fades away, won't fall, and out of bounds. Referees look at each other and give it to Tampa. Tampa inbounds to Gusto. In and out. I take that back. Kin has 4. Gusto had the other bucket along with Sullivan. Kin hit the first 2 for Tampa. Inside to Price. Tries to back down Kin. Right side, foul on Kin. That'll put her at the line. Price will go to the line. Substitution for Eckerd as they bring in number 13, Circuline Rimdahl. She is from Denmark.
And I'm sure Eckerd is very happy that they were able to draw a first foul from Kin in this first quarter, this opening quarter. Just we got to be careful to keep Kin out of foul trouble.
1 out of 2. Or 2 out of 2, I should say, for Price. It's now 11-8. Leopold drives the lane, puts it up and in. Nice left-handed.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Audra.
Audra Leopold, a grad student from Seffner, Florida. Seffner Christian Academy. 11-10. Under a minute to go first quarter. Top of the key, Pashon. In the lane, puts it up, no good. Tampa rebounds, that's Kin on Scales' miss. Also now in the lineup for Eckerd is number 21, that's Raga Einard's daughter. And she is from Iceland. So they recruit Northern Europe pretty well.
Yes, Eckerd has definitely the international flavor going on. And I remember being in Europe, I would stay up late night and watch those strongmen contests.
Yeah, and they were always.
Yeah, a lot of people from Sweden, Iceland.
Denmark, Norway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scandinavia, to be exact.
Sullivan to the line, shooting 2, hits the first, tied up. They are from Sweden, Latvia, New Zealand, not part of Northern Europe, France, England, Denmark, Iceland, Latvia, and then Illinois and Ohio.
I'll tell you this.
Idaho.
Off the subject of basketball, I would like for them to have a potluck and bring a dish from each one of their countries.
Yeah.
so I can just have a taste test.
Marcheski into the Spartan lineup, Eleanor Marcheski, a senior from Quebec, Canada. 15 on the clock. They can run it down. No shot clock here.
Yeah, Marcheski's been a jewel coming off the bench for the Spartans, adding stability.
Pashon, free throw line jumper. I think it got blocked. Taken away by Ramsey. Foul called, and I think it's on Einert's daughter. Spartans have 2 seconds. They get it to Ramsey. She's just going to hold it and let the clock. No, they then call a timeout first. Timeout called before the 2 seconds. We'll stick with it. You know, the one player for Eckerd, Raga Einert's daughter.
Right.
Well, if you look at the end, it's daughter at the end, where oftentimes you see son.
Right.
Einert's son, but it's Einert's daughter.
Ah.
Which is very common. That's where that last name came up with. It meant son of Sven.
Right.
If you were a Svensson.
Gotcha. There's a lot of knowledge in different dialects. You know, little simple keys and clues if you pay attention.
Right. Yep. So Spartans lead, and now they say that was the end of the quarter. So apparently Ramsey did hold the ball for the final 2 seconds, but the clock never ran it down. So at the end of one, 12-11, Tampa on top. At the moment, Tampa shooting 36%, Eckerd 29. Neither team lighting it up at the moment. Tampa 5 of 14, Eckerd 4 of 14, so a one-shot difference at this point. Tampa has not tried any three-point field goals. Eckerd is 1 of 4, and both teams are 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Total rebounds, 9 for Eckerd, 10 for the Spartans. Interesting that Price is still out. She picked up 1 foul. Actually, she did not get any fouls, but they took her out and has been out. Pass inside, tipped away by Leopold.
Hopefully Price is, physically okay.
Yeah. She's sitting on the bench. On the drive, off the glut, and hitting it is Rimdahl, and it's 13-12.
That shot was more difficult than it looked.
Yeah.
As she dribbled with the left hand, and she had to split the defenders and go up softly.
Jump ball. Ramsey turned into the double team. Arrow to Tampa. So Tampa retains possession. Just to give you some more information, Sydney Kinn, number 1 in the conference in rebounding at 9.8. Very close to a double-double. Maya Price is number 6 in rebounding. 7.3. Sophia Pashon is actually number 3 in rebounding at 7.6. Cutting as Leopold can't hold on to it.
Pass was just a tad bit behind her. Threw it where she was instead of where she was going.
Deep 3, no good by Wentworth now in the lineup. She gets it to Pashon, who hits. She makes it a 15-12 game, her first basket of the game.
Yeah, Persson backpedaling on defense. She looked like she tweaked her ankle.
Steal. Leopold left it out there. Taking it away is Vieira up off the glass. In and out, but fouled by Gusto. Alani Gallagher in the Spartan lineup, actually now being subbed for by Sydney Kidd. Malia Sullivan back in as well. Spartans at the moment have 6 players on the floor, so
somebody has to come out.
Until they notice, it'll be Eleanor Marcheski coming out. Thought maybe Tampa had pulled their goalie and we're going with 6. First free throw, no good.
That's a break for Tampa as they're trying to come back from a 5-point deficit. 6 points now.
Tampa's been outscored 6-0 this quarter. It was 12-11 at the end of the first. And now a trap as they cross half court.
Believe you me, Eckerd has Tampa very well scouted, and vice versa.
Ramsey to Leopold. Leopold drives. Shut off on her way in. Goes to Kin. 3 on the shot clock, though. Gusto's going to have to shoot. Long 3 off the rim.
Just a little short.
Outside to Pashon. Drives the lane. Free throw line jumper. Good. 19-12.
As Eckerd gets more consistent offensively, UT is lagging behind.
They've got 18-12 on the scoreboard. Our stats monitor, now they made it 20-12 on the scoreboard. Sydney Kidd with a big basket.
If you want to win, pass it to Kin.
All right, we have 19-14 on our monitor. The scoreboard here says 20-14. I believe it is 19-14. And they corrected it. 19-14 is accurate. A pretty good section of Eckerd followers behind their bench.
Oh, they definitely travel.
Yeah.
As well as Florida Southern.
It's not that long a trip. Kidd hits the free throw. Sydney Kidd with 7.
Call that 3 the old-fashioned way.
Top of the key. Pashon outside the arc, launches a 3. That one hit the backboard, nothing else, and Sullivan hands it to Gusto. 19-15, Tampa with the quick start. Eckerd answered the bell. Tell you, Vieira just all over Gusto. That's a good matchup. They both play similar styles of basketball. Gusto, top of the key. There's the matchup. Outside to Ramsey. 7 on the shot clock. Skip pass to Sullivan. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Price. Quickly up court. Tries to go coast to coast off the glass and knocks it home. And that's Pashon.
It's a nice touch.
(21-15). Ramsey. Sullivan. Inside to Kin. Has it blocked. Turned away. We come the other way. Scales on the drive. Redirected by Kin. She gets the rebound.
Eckerd's court balance defensively is very good. UT isn't able to exploit them in transition as of yet.
Gusto in the lane. Little pump up off the glass. No good. Kin fouled as she grabbed the rebound. Foul is on Vieira. Ramsey inbounds. Sarah Jones back in the lineup for Tampa. Sullivan all alone off the glass and in.
Nice fake. Nice fake.
21-17.
Double dribble.
Vieira, I think, couldn't believe how open she was.
Yes.
And she's like, I should pass. Wait, I'm open.
Right, it's like a running back busting through the line and just falling down when they got the goal line in front of them.
21-17, Tampa trails by 4. 5.5 to go until halftime. Ramsey, Kinn just outside the free throw line. Ramsey. Jones looked at a 3, drives, back out, Sullivan. 10 now on the shot clock. Sullivan tries baseline, gets it, puts it up.
Oh!
Wow.
I mean, I know the official was right on it. She had a better view than we probably did.
I thought she was going to call baseline, but
I thought she was going to call a foul.
Yeah, baseline or foul, but she called travel. To the corner, tipped into the hands of Sarah Jones. Gusto to Ramsey, and did they call her going out of bounds? I don't think it's a foul. I think she stepped on the baseline.
I think they call a travel. Another
John
travel.
Jesse wants to talk to the referee about that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, but why did my Gusto travel? She was tripped.
Yeah.
If she called a travel, what was the reason for it?
Yeah. And now right in front of the Eckerd bench, Gusto. Another violation. 21-17, 4:41 to go. Shooting percentages now, 38 for Eckerd, 37 for Tampa. As men's game coming up after this one. Tampa against Eckerd. Spartans trying to snap a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, they're on a tough stretch right now. They had a great opportunity to beat Rollins here at home in Tampa, but they weren't able to hold on. And then you go on the road to the number 1 team in the conference who averages
number 2 in the nation.
Yeah, number 2 in the nation. And that's not much for consolation as far as trying to get a victory. That was a uphill battle.
All right, we come out of the timeout. It will be Eckerd ball in front of their bench. And here we go. That's Vieira. Through the logo. Price gets a pick. Pashon, jump shot, no good. Price on the long rebound. Price backs down Kinn. Kinn blocks the shot. They fight for it. Blocks the shot. Sydney Kinn won't back down.
No, you won't get that out of her.
But smart to not let him get away with the any foul called. She did it all with her arms up high. Inside to Kinn. They triple team. Back out to Gusto. Little ball fake. Jumper. No good. It's been a tough start for Maya Gusto, but she's been known to heat up. Pashon. Too long. Kinn with the rebound.
Yeah,
He's got 6.
As Gusto starts to get it going, we become much. Ooh.
Pass that went into too much traffic.
Almost telegraphed. She aimed it before she passed it.
Vieira trying to drive on Gusto. Kicks it back out. Pashon looks to drive. Free throw line. Vieira, no good. Kinn with the rebound. That's 7. 7 points, 7 rebounds.
Looks like she's on her way to another double-double, Jack.
Ramsey, Spartans needed that. And a quick timeout called by Paul Hunsinger. Just wanted to make sure that was a 3. They haven't posted it yet. And it is a 2. I thought she was inside the arc. It's 21-19, 2:55 to go. We'll step out for about a minute and be right back.
Yeah, she needs a layup. She needs to get a layup or
NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Again, we'll go a little deeper into the standings. Eckerd at 8-0 leads the conference. Tampa 7-1. Nova Southeastern 6-2. Lynn is 6-3. Florida Southern 5-3. Palm Beach Atlantic 4-4. Berry 3-5. St. Leo 2-6, as well as Embry-Riddle. Rollins 1-7. Florida Tech 1-8. Inside to Pashon, kicks it back out. Scales and rolls that one through. It's a 3. 24-19. Ramsey to Jones. Sullivan looking to creep in back door, but they found a Ramsey near the free throw line. Rolls out.
It almost seems like they have a triangle around Sydney Kin when she catches the ball.
Up top, that's Wentworth now. Looking to go inside to Price. Bounces it too far, but they say it was kicked by Sarah Jones. Spartans get Leopold back in. That one's tipped away. And they said Kin tipped it off of Price. Tampa ball.
Good hands. Good hands, Drew. Yeah, I don't think Price is 6'2". She looks more like 6'4".
Yeah. Leopold in the lane. Dishes to Kin. Nice pass.
Nice, pretty play. Nice. That's what we've been missing from Audra Leopold. Welcome back.
24-21, minute and a half until halftime. Price way out high. They bounce it, stolen by Ramsey, but they call Ramsey for the foul.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this, Jack. In Audra Leopold, Maya Gusto, and Audrey Ramsey, you have 3 combo guards that are capable of pass, play, shoot, pop, they do whatever. So it's you don't have that 10 assist guard, but getting 3-4 assists from each one of those players leads to that.
Sullivan rebound and dashing down court. Finds Kin. Kin open. Fade away. Up. Bounces around it in. Sullivan found her.
If you want to win, pass it to Kin.
24-23. Kin with 11. On the drive. Scales up and in. Beat Leopold off the dribble.
Yeah, strong take. She was expecting her to just catch and
took her with the left hand on the baseline. Ramsey. Spartans down 3 again. Sarah Jones tries to come in. All left alone. Turnaround hit. Back and forth. 26-25. 12 seconds to go until half. Eckerd for the last shot.
I'll tell you this, Jack. They are balling. Both ends.
3 seconds to go. Rimdahl.
No basket.
And that is the way the half ends. Spartans trailed by 7, fought back. It is a 1-point difference as we head to halftime. 26-25 for Eckerd. Kin leading the way for Tampa. 11 points, 7 rebounds. On the other side, we have Price with 9 points and 5 rebounds. We'll get you more stats as we get closer to the start of the second half. 26-25, Eckerd leads Tampa. We'll take a timeout right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Now, why do I have Eckerd? Got my wait for my stats. Not sure what I hit.
It's 25 all.
Second half just about ready to go. Jack Ike along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Quick look at the scoring in the first half. Sean has 4. Scales with 7. Price with 9. Rimdahl has 2. And those are the starters for Eckerd. For Tampa, Kin with 11 points along with 7 rebounds. Leopold picked up 2. Ramsey 2. Jones 2. And Sullivan has 6. And that may be the inequity, DeCarlo, that we've seen with Tampa is Leopold, Ramsey, Jones, 2, 2, and 2.
Right.
And we're used to more than that. Maya Gusto typically has a few more points at this point. And we're underway in the second half. Eckerd 26, Tampa. Actually, they've changed it now, 25-25, though Eckerd scores there. So they must have readjusted a 3-point shot or something to have it 25 all.
Well, it's pretty much a tie game at half. Is like 0-0 to start.
And apparently it was, even though at half they ran off at 26-25. They came back at 25-25.
Right.
But now Eckerd up by 2, 27-25. On the drive, Scales right hand baseline drive, and it's 29-25. So Eckerd hits quickly. Yeah, you look at the Eckerd bench, and they have a short bench. They only have 4 subs. They list their roster as only 10 players, one of them wearing sweats.
That's why it's important to attack them. You know, if you can get them in some foul trouble or wear them down, UT is definitely the deeper of the two teams.
That one hits Sullivan off the foot and goes out of bounds. So another empty possession for Tampa early in the second half. Vieira across the timeline. Gusto waiting for her at the 3-point arc. Price with the pick. They switch with Kin on her. She tries to fake Kin out. Doesn't happen. Pashon, no good, into the hands of Jones. We come the other way. Gusto. Ramsey. Ball fake. Jumper. Kin. And in.
Nice setup. Nice setup by Audrey.
29-27. Kin with 13. Price has a bounce out of bounds. Eckerd 8-0 in conference play. Tampa 7-1. Tampa ranked 7th in the nation. Eckerd ranked 8th in the nation. Both with just 1 loss on the year, though Tampa's was in conference play.
Yeah, it's extremely important that UT not get down too far and build an uphill battle for the second half.
Price for 3. Bounces around, no good. Rebound, Sarah Jones.
Vieira looks like she got away with one right there, Jack, on the foul call.
Ramsey to Jones. Jones launches a 3. Off the rim, no good. And going coast to coast, nobody stopped her with Scales. (31-27). Ramsey for 3. Spartans just having trouble hitting the shots early.
They may have to get something going to the basket, where you get a layup and a foul, like Audrey Ramsey setting up Kin with the penetration.
Bounce pass to Price. She settles, takes a jump shot, airballed it into the hands of Ramsey.
Even though she shot an air ball, I don't think she's fazed by it at all.
No, it's not going to influence her shooting. Sullivan, front of the rim, no good. So Spartans hit an early basket this quarter, nothing since.
But look at how that basket came. It came off the penetration, the drive, draw, and the dish.
Wentworth on the drive, hops a little bit, lays it off the glass and in. Wentworth with 4, and Tom Jesse wants a timeout. He's going to use the first few seconds to talk to the refs, and he takes a full timeout. We'll take one as well. 33-27, Tampa down 6.
No, it's just. Back into her.
(27) 6:28 to go. Third quarter, second half. Tampa trails by 6. It was tied 25 at half. Sullivan, free throw line. Into Kin. They double team her, puts her behind, and that'll be a foul on Einert's daughter. Sullivan drives, he'll go to the line. That'll be her 8th point. Tampa needs more of that.
Yes, Jack, and as we spoke about during the little timeout break, UT had to get something going to the basket. They settled for too many jump shots, and voila, it's like they hurt us.
Sullivan rolls it around, a good 3-point play. 33-30. Sullivan with 9. Wentworth on the drive, looks to pass. Finds Pashon outside, Scales. Vieira looking to go inside. Einert's daughter back out. Vieira with the 3, though, countering. That's only her second bucket of the day. Her first 3 in 3 shots. 36-30.
Yeah, she was putting them up early, but she finally found the basket on that one. Turn the corner. Yes.
Rolls around and in. Gusto with her 4th points. And we said you're not going to keep her down.
No.
And the Spartans need her to come through with a big second half.
Yes, and the juice is now loose.
And there's the turnover. The other person who we've known to have a big second half is Audrey Ramsey.
Yep. When those two are clicking offensively, it's not to say that they have to take the load of the shots. No, but when they're consistent, they feed off each other.
Mm-hmm. At the moment, they are 3 of 15 combined. Sullivan deals to Kim. Kim loses it, goes out of bounds, and it will be Eckerd ball. Audra Leopold in, Sarah Jones out for Tampa. Wentworth in. And I think there's a timeout. Everybody's going to their respective benches. Timeout. This is the under 5 timeout, halfway through the third quarter. 36-32, Tampa trails Eckerd. We'll be right back.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
4:55 to go, third quarter. Eckerd by 4, 36-32. Tampa got off to a 7-2 lead. Eckerd then just kind of got back into the game, and the Spartans have kind of been playing catch-up ever since then.
Yep.
They've kept it close, but haven't been able to get the lead. Pashon in the lane, off the glass, blocked. Gets a rebound, again blocked. Fights for the rebound, ball on the floor. Gusto to the floor, jump ball called, Tampa ball. Ramsey trots it across the timeline to Leopold. First game back for the Spartans. Sullivan in the lane, jump shot, no, had it blocked. Alani Gallagher tried to get it, but Eckerd gets it, comes the other way.
That was a good defensive play by the Eckerd player.
Yeah. Inside to Vieira on Gusto. Couple of the shortest players on the floor posting each other up. Sullivan gets the rebound and got fouled. That'll be the third foul of the quarter.
I'll tell you this, Jack. What they lack in height, they more than make up for in heart and hustle.
You know, you could be talking about either team, to be honest with
True.
you. Both teams with a couple bigs. But for the most part, you're seeing them run three-guard offense.
That's kind of like the new thing. Like Tom Penders did it way back in Texas a long time ago. Lance Blanks, Joey Wright, and Travis Mays. And it was, you know, every now and then you had a team do it, but now it's the norm.
Yep. Leopold, free throw line, hands off to Gusto, back to Leopold. Little ball fake, drives the lane, can't get it up, and Price rebounds.
Yeah, she saw Big Price coming, so she had to switch her shot up.
Yep. Top of the key, Pashon. Lobs it into Price, lays it in off Gallagher. Price with 11, hits double digits to go with 8 rebounds. Lead 6.
The funny thing with this game, the 6-point lead seems like they're almost up 10.
Gusto.
You know, the way the pace is going.
Gusto with the bucket, cuts it to 4. That's her 6th. Scales, top of the key, backs it out. Pashon. Inside Gallagher with Price. And Vieira, no good. Gusto goes up and gets it. Provides a little juice at the defensive end.
Amen to that. She is electric, as you say, juice also.
Sullivan, free throw line, off the glass, no good. Price with the rebound.
I'd like to see her get something going. That was a very highly contested jump shot.
Inside to Price, guarded by Gallagher. Good job, Gallagher forces her to come back out. Back out, about 15 feet out.
Gallagher is tough.
Yeah, she's Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. Price, but caught Gallagher on the switch and hits the 3. Biggest lead of the game, it's 7. Yeah, 41-34.
She's tough. She's a force.
Price with 14, the lead 7. Leopold tries to drive, lost the ball. That's Vieira. Gusto guarding her. Foul on Gusto. Spartans need to stop this before it gets too big with too little time.
Right. This is the type of bleeding you just can't put a Band-Aid on and fix it. You got to cure the problem.
That is foul number 2 on Maya. Kin back in for Gallagher. I was going to say Gallagher is the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the conference.
Yes.
He won that while at St. Leo last year.
Both of these teams are like well-oiled machines. It's just a matter of who has less oil at a crucial moment.
Couple free throws, and it's a 9-point difference. And full court pressure. Paul Hunsinger says, I'm going to put the pedal to the metal when I can here, but I think is a foul called? They stopped play in the backcourt.
It's almost seemed like an inadvertent whistle.
And I looked at the shot clock. It's at 26, which sounds right. It was about 4 seconds of inbound. We were tied at half, 25 all. Eckerd has outscored Tampa 18-9 this quarter.
The first 5 minutes of the third quarter is always a key deciding factor in the outcome of a game.
Sullivan up top. Leopold to Sullivan. Looks to drive. In the lane. Off the glass.
Right.
Need some more of that.
UT, a lot more. UT needs to keep attacking because Eckerd, like you mentioned earlier, Jack, has a short roster. They're not very deep.
Kin with the rebound to Ramsey. Leopold on the wing. Stops. Feeds Kin. Off the glass. In, but they call the charge.
Oh, wow. That's...
Thought they were both moving.
Wow. Wow, that's not a good call. And I don't care if it was against Eckerd. That's not a good call.
Tom Jesse trying to get his say in. I think a very tolerant referee. Let him have his say. Lobbing it in. Price trying to back down Kin off the glass too hard. Kin with the rebound. So the Spartans do not lose anything off the turnover, off the foul, I should say. 20 seconds to go. About 2 second difference shot to game. Leopold down to 10. Leopold off the glass, won't go, but she got fouled and will shoot 2 with 9 seconds to go.
Right now, Tampa should have at least another 2 points at 38 and maybe a free throw by Kin, because how is it a charge if both players are moving and Kin is coming down and the defensive player hasn't established the position?
Yep. Leopold front of the rim on the first one, her first free throws of the season.
Yeah, I know she's practiced a lot past, month, but, nothing like a game.
Rattles that one home. 43-37, 9 seconds to go.
But she is a gamer, however.
Vieira looking to drive. Kicks it back out. Pashon, long three, off the rim. That's the end of the quarter. We played 3 full, and as 43-37, Eckerd leading Tampa will step out on TampaSpartans.tv.
Yeah, see, a call, I'm not saying...
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
That can't be true. Not.
43-37. Eckerd, as we go to the final 10 minutes against Tampa. Eckerd with the ball. Vieira drives on Gusto, kicks it to the corner. No good. Gusto rebounds. Dashing up court. Tampa outscored that quarter 18-12. A tie game at halftime. Sarah Jones. Spartans back to the original starter. Sarah Jones inside the arc. Hit, no. Looked good, but didn't fall. Quickly up court to Wentworth.
Eckerd does nothing to wow you, nothing fancy. They're just a model of consistency.
Yep, they're fundamentally sound.
Right, and don't make many turnovers.
Price from deep. Off the rim, tipped around. That should be Tampa ball. It is.
I tell you this, when the ball goes up or dribbled, you got to keep an eye on Vieira. You got to know where she is because she hustles. She gives all her energy into whatever she's going after, whether it's a steal or a rebound.
Ramsey, guarded by Wentworth, steps out. Looks to go inside, can't. Gets it to Gusto. To Ramsey. Top of the key, Sullivan. Shot clock to 10. Ramsey for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Out of bounds. It'll be Eckerd ball.
Shot was on line. Just a little more leg lift on it.
Through the logo comes Vieira. Top of the key, Price over to Pashon. Skip pass, wide open, no good though, but she gets her own rebound.
As I just mentioned.
Pashon, short, Tampa rebounds, that's Sullivan. Spartans have to turn these opportunities into buckets. Men's basketball coming up at 4. Tampa against Eckerd. Two teams needing wins. Sarah Jones on the drive, puts it up and in.
Yes. The one thing Eckerd has forced UT to do is to run a half-court offense. UT has very little fast break points.
Top of the key. Inside to Rimdahl. Backs it out, though. Rimdahl outside. Back out to Price. 4 on the shot clock. Wentworth off the glass. Rebound, Kinn.
But there was Vieira again trying to steal another rebound.
Sarah Jones to Sullivan. Gives up her dribble, finds Ramsey. Jones, shot clock to 6. Jones off the glass, fouled on the way in.
I like it, Jack. Don't settle for the jump shot. Get aggressive. Penetrate. Attack the defense. Force them to make a play or get a foul.
Audra Leopold in for Tampa. Scales back in for Eckerd. Sarah Jones shooting free throws. Knocks down the first.
Feathery touch.
And hits them both.
So she's on a 4-0 run against Eckerd. Sarah Jones is.
43-41. Tampa down 2, 7 minutes to go. Vieira looks to drive on Gusto. In the lane, kicks it back out.
Sarah Jones almost had a steal.
Close. And almost a steal there. Price trying to go in on Kinn. kicks it back out, loses the ball, taken away by Leopold. Spartans can tie or take the lead. You always have to say that nowadays.
Yep.
Though the Spartans have not made a three-point shot today. And Sarah Jones off the glass.
Oh, yes!
Sarah Jones on a 6-0 run, and it's a tie game, 43-all.
Big confidence booster for the Spartans now,
From
psychologically.
43-37 to all tied. Sarah Jones with 6 points.
A stop in the score right here will be huge, Jack, for the Spartans.
Inside to Price. Taken away by Gusto, but getting it back is Pashon. Driving. Outside, Price kicks it out, Scales, or Vieira deep, airballed it, saves it to Tampa. Tampa can get the lead. They have not led for a long time. Since about halfway through the first quarter. Gusto, top of the key, backs out. 8 on the shot clock. 3 from Gusto.
Ooh.
In and out. Kin with the rebound. Off the glass and in.
Yes.
Sydney Kin puts Tampa on top. First lead since it was 7-6 and a timeout by Paul Hunsinger. Tampa 45. Eckerd 43. We'll be right back on TampaSpartans.tv.
Return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
5:20 to go in the game. Tampa takes the lead for the first time since early first quarter. 45-43. Tampa now on an 8-0 run, but needs to build on the fact they've taken the lead. They send out Kin, Ramsey, Leopold, Gusto, and Cooper. Pashon, Vieira. Rimdahl with the ball. Price is out right now. Vieira kicks it back out. Also in is Ender's daughter. Skip pass. Foul in the lane. Something called away from the ball. Wow, they're calling it on Sydney Kin.
I didn't see it because I was following the ball. Yeah.
That is her third, so that's a big foul. Inside to Pashon. Nowhere to go. Kicks it back out. Layup off the glass, no good. Comes out. Leopold gets it. Kin and Rimdahl collided.
They're calling a foul on UT. It's against Kin.
Who are they calling it on? Kin? Yes. Picks up 2 fouls in about 20 seconds, and she has to come out quickly. And Price immediately comes back in for Eckerd as well as Alani Gallagher for Tampa. Inside, off the glass, tied. Pashon hits. She's got 6. Couple tough fouls on Sydney Kin there, and it picked up her 4th.
Yeah, 2 fouls in less than 30 seconds.
Ramsey spins in the lane, back out to Leopold. Top of the key, Gusto. Drives the lane, stops, pops, in.
Yes!
47-45 Tampa. You know, both these teams average about 75, but it's turned into a defensive battle.
Oh, yes, slow-paced game.
They are 2 and 3 in the conference in defense.
It's been a half-court battle.
That's Price, guarded by Gallagher. On the drive, Pashon fouled, scored, and Ramsey will get the foul. 2 on Ramsey. To the line goes Pashon. She is shooting her first free throws.
I just wish if you're going to give up the foul, don't give up the basket.
Eckerd is 5 of 6 from the line today. Make it 6 of 7, and they take a 48-47 lead.
Seesaw battle coming up.
Ramsey to Sullivan in the lane, kicks it out to Cooper to Gusto. Cooper for Jones for 3, no good. Sarah Jones couldn't get that one to fall. Inside to Price, guarded by Gallagher. Forces her to kick it back out. They look to go inside again. They do. Gallagher forces her outside the lane. Tries to spin in the lane. Fadeaway short. Rebound Gallagher. Good D.
Gallagher's her defensive base is great.
And she made her catch the ball outside the lane, which was
pushed her out of her spot. Yep.
So she settled for a fadeaway jumper. Ramsey to Sullivan. Gusto, top of the key. 3:05 to go in the game. Ramsey, deep 3. Good! Tampa on top.
The first 3 of the game.
Tampa's first 3 that they made. They were 0 for 9 until that one. 50-48. Inside to Pashon, guarded by Ramsey. Off the glass, tied. Ramsey plays hard, but she's given up about 3 or 4 inches on Pashon.
Yeah, Pashon is tough. She's tough.
She's got 9. We're tied up with 2.5 to go. Sarah Jones, turnaround, won't go.
That's a nice shot, though.
They look to go inside. Pashon has it deflected. They go back inside. Price, top of the key again. Shot clock at 10. Pashon guarded by Ramsey. Off the pick. Free throw line jumper. Good.
Wow.
Pashon with 13 now.
She's tough.
52-50. Eckerd back on top. Less than 2 minutes to play. Ramsey, like the first one, can't get that one to go.
Got to get a stop right here, Jack.
These teams will meet again in mid-February. I believe it's the 15th at Eckerd. Vieira on the drive off the glass, won't go, and Sullivan gets the rebound. They got the stop. And Tom Jesse wants a timeout. 52-50, Eckerd on top. 1:23 to go in the game. We'll be right back.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions.
52-50, 1:20 to go in the game. Eckerd by 2. Tampa with the ball. Up in the bleachers, the Tampa women's lacrosse team cheering them on. Sydney Kinn back in the lineup. And fouled. It's either on Vieira or Price. We were just mentioning Price has no fouls.
Yep,
This
her
one
first.
is on Price. Only her first. Tampa with the ball, 20 on the shot clock. Sullivan splits the lane, off the glass. Won't go. Foul called on.
Thank you.
And it's going to be a foul on Price again.
It was smart of Aaliyah Sullivan to double clutch the shot to draw the shot block, and then she went up through the arm of Price.
She'll go to the free throw line, an 80% free throw shooter.
2 big ones coming up here.
1:01 left in the game. Rolls around and out. Second one. 1 point game. 52-51. Sullivan with 12 now. Less than a minute to go. Pashon on the drive, steps out of bounds, but they say Ramsey forced her out. So the foul is on Audrey Ramsey. That is her third.
Non-shooting.
It's just the fourth, so yeah, no shooting. The fifth is when they shoot in women's basketball each quarter. Up top to Price. Kin guarding her.
They're
Price
really trying to go at Ramsey in this Prasan matchup.
Wentworth, 10 on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock. Wentworth drives, pushes Jones to the ground, and it's a foul on Wentworth. Spartans will have the ball with 36 seconds to play, and they trail by 1.
Great sacrifice of the body by Jones on the charge.
Jones jumped into the pass or into the lane and forced Wentworth to knock her over if she was going to keep moving. We're down to 36 seconds, 52-51. Tampa will have the ball. They will also have the possession arrow. That is 5 fouls on Eckerd, so if Tampa gets fouled, they will be shooting 2. Tampa with 3 team fouls. They have still 1 to give if they go to the other end.
Now, what do you do here, Jack? I say you got to
inside.
You got to go inside or you got to get a drive.
Yeah, get a drive.
If you shoot a jump shot here, it has to come as a result of a kick out.
Yeah.
From the penetration.
They've been
or
successful
post up.
driving. I would say keep it up. Wouldn't be surprised if it's Sullivan. Maybe Gusto. Jones has driven this half and scored.
That's the thing that's so hard with UT to guard. It can be either one of those players you've mentioned. They all make good decisions.
30 seconds to go. Sullivan with the ball. Looks to back down. Gets it to Gusto. To Ramsey. 25 seconds to go. Kin back outside to Ramsey. 15 on the shot clock. Inside to Kin. She's out of the lane, though. She stops. Gives it up to Jones. Free throw line jumper. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
See, the jump shot came, but as a result of the inside-outside kick out.
Jones will go to the line shooting 2.
Right, and it caught the defense shifting off balance. That's the key to it.
Sarah Jones ties the game. As I mentioned, the Spartans do have a foul to give at the other end. They could strategically use it. Spartans lead. 13 seconds to go. Paul Hunsinger of Eckerd takes the timeout. Tampa leads by 1. So they do have the foul to give. Maybe you let them run it down a little.
Yeah.
Don't foul them shooting.
But you don't want that player fouling to be Sydney Kin, as she has 4.
Correct. So Sarah Jones with 10 points.
The gift of the timeout being called in the women's game is that they get to take it out at half court now. Now they don't have to come full court and use more time, which would have benefited UT.
That's why. Why should you be rewarded for taking a timeout?
It's almost like I like the 4-quarter set. However, that's like a NBA or WNBA type rule to advance the ball up to half court.
Yep. You're rewarded for doing nothing. I've made that clear a few times. All right, Spartans come out. Jones, Gusto, Kin, Ramsey, Sullivan, Pashon, Wentworth, Scales, Vieira, Price. Kinn and Price guarding each other. And now another timeout. I think maybe Tom Jesse took this one. No, he's pointing to Paul Hunsinger. So we'll stay here.
I think Eckerd is they've been trying to exploit the Person versus Audrey Ramsey matchup. I'm thinking they go back to that.
13.1 seconds to go. Eckerd has the ball. Spartans have a foul to give.
I'll tell you this, I wouldn't mind Gallagher being in the game right now to guard Price. She's done an excellent job, and it keeps Kinn from possibly picking up her fifth. But I know it's strategy, but it's hard to keep Kinn off the floor in any crucial moment.
Right. The strategy might be to get it to Price and just have her work for it because she could get fouled.
Right.
Though Kinn out.
If Eckerd is able to force the overtime and Kinn is not in the game,
that's big.
You're right. That's why it's almost like I want to try to protect her, but I think she's smart enough and skilled enough to not
Price
pick up
at the
that
free
fit.
throw line. Ball inbounds. Vieira has the ball. 10 seconds to go. They get it to Pashon, guarded by Ramsey. Drives, foul. There's the foul. That's all. Now, is it on Kinn or is it on Ramsey?
It's on Ramsey, I think.
It's okay, folks. That's the fourth team foul. So that means they've spent 8. No, are they calling it a shooting foul? They are. They're calling it a shooting foul. Pashon to the line. I thought they got her before she went up. First free throw. Good. We're tied. Wow, I thought she got fouled before she went up.
Really tough break. I knew they were going to that matchup.
Hit them both. 5 seconds to go, and Eckerd has the lead, and Tom Jesse calls the timeout. 54-53. Now, again, you mentioned it. Tampa will get the ball out in front of Tom Jesse.
When it works in your favor, you love it. When it doesn't,
still not
you hate
for
it.
But because it would have taken them 5 seconds to get the ball across half court, run off a few more plays, and maybe foul. I didn't see the fouling on the jump shot, but Pashon hits it. She has 15.
Now, UT has to go quickly. I say you get the ball into maybe Gusto's or Sullivan's hands and let them go to the basket. You don't have time to swing it around the horn. You don't have to, or if it goes inside the Kinn and they double or triple team, the kick out time could be costly.
Both teams coming back out. Jones, Gusto, Kinn, Sullivan, Ramsey. Ramsey to inbound. Here we go. They get it to Sullivan. 4 seconds. Sullivan on the drive. Gets the ball back. Puts it up. And in! At the buzzer from her back. Laying on the floor. Leah Sullivan threw it in while laying on her back.
Oh, wow. That's
Now the referees are conferring, maybe just to see if there's time left. Both teams going to their benches.
No, that's a basket.
Are they still haven't given her the basket yet. What are they waiting for? I know there's probably a foul. I thought there was a whistle as well. Referee still talking at the scorer's table.
I really hope that they don't steal this glorious moment from a great player and a great team, and the UT Spartans, represented by Malia Sullivan on this basket.
2 refs talking. At the worst, it should be a foul.
Oh, they're putting time back on the.
But he hasn't signaled basket. They haven't signaled a basket yet. What is the call? Sullivan is going to the line, so apparently foul. They give her the basket and a foul. 0.8 seconds.
But the thing is, that's only the right thing to do.
Yes. Andre, after this free throw, do we have the replay of this? Maybe? No? All right, trust me, she made it from her back. Free throw. Good.
Yes.
.8. I would put somebody on them because they could make one a three-quarter shot at the buzzer. Don't foul. Sullivan. What?
No.
What are they waiting
nope.
for?
Right.
What? Tampa wins regardless. Wow. They didn't start the clock.
Tom Jesse's looking at the scores table.
Wow. They ran off about 3 seconds. Referee says game's over. They got about 3 seconds.
Wow.
There was no time to catch the ball and make a pass.
No, not at all. Wow, what a game, Jack. What a game.
Tampa 56. Eckerd 54. Malia Sullivan's 14th point was from her back, and it rolled in.
Wow.
Tampa and Eckerd now 8-1 in conference play. Tampa now 16-1 on the year. All right, let's run through the scoring in this amazing basketball game. Persons with 15 points. Wentworth had 4. Scales 11. Vieira 8. Price finishing with 14 points, 10 rebounds. Rimdahl had 2. They shot 36.2% from the floor, 21 of 58. For Tampa, Gusto with 8. Kinn with 15 and 11 rebounds, a double-double. Ramsey with 5. Jones with 10, and Sullivan with 15, including the final 3 to win the game. Leopold with 3. Tampa shot 22 of 50, 44%. They made only 1 3-pointer, but it was a big one from Audrey Ramsey. So Tampa wins it. They are tied with Eckerd at 8-1 in the conference right now, and they will meet again on February 15th at Eckerd.
Amen.
All right, we're going to take a break. Men's basketball coming up at 4. So for now, Tampa, a winner, 56-54 over Eckerd.